another. Okay, so moving on, let's give you just briefly some updates on recent activities involving the working group. So I'm just going to pick out a few here. The most significant task that we worked on was a collective bid to the Transatlantic Platform for Recovery, Renewal and Resilience. So we proposed a 1.6 million euro 3-year project to undertake a multi-level international comparative analysis of circular economy and society innovations for societal and economic resilience and cohesion during a post-pandemic recovery for a more inclusive and sustainable world. It's a long sentence. We were a diverse team, which was certainly one of our strengths. So there were 8 teams involved in the final submission, from Brazil, Peru, South Africa, Canada, US, France, Germany, and the UK. We had both junior and senior academic involvement, PhDs. I think master students were also written into the proposal. 5 of the 8 PIs were women. The whole proposal was led by Melanie. Just offer some reflections on our proposal. It was a time-intensive thing that we did. So between April and June, we met regularly, and once we got going with the proposal, we were meeting weekly, sometimes twice weekly. And by the time, as the deadline approached, every day or every other day, certainly we were getting together. We tried to do it, I think we did do it in a very inclusive way. So underneath this broad multi-level framework that we started with, that Aldo had proposed, there was much room for creativity at the local level. And so for the main part of the application, we all suggested individual projects and then knitted them together to create a narrative. And that synthesis job was done by a core writing team. So it's quite challenging, but it was inclusive, which was our main aim. We benefited, I think, from some strong steering. So we were quite formal in allocating tasks and deliverables, keeping the momentum going. We did need great attention to detail, especially in meeting the various requirements of the national funders. So although the whole project went to just one funder in Brazil, it was all related to individual requirements of national research councils. So we needed to keep our eye on the ball there. We don't yet know the outcome. We'll know soon. But what the experience showed us was that we can, in short time, pull together a quality, in-depth, international, interdisciplinary, external grant funding submission. If we don't get it funded, we have a document there that can be repackaged for another funding opportunity or used as a basis for further projects. So there was a great deal of learning and a great deal of value that came from working on that project. The second initiative that we've been involved in was around the European Commission Green Deal. And it was almost exactly a year ago that we wrote formally to Frans Timmermans, Executive Vice President of the European Commission, applauding what the EU were doing in terms of their new economic development strategy, which is called the European Green Deal. So this is ideas about hands-on measures to achieve the United Nations SDGs, limit human impact on climate, reduce inequality. So we wanted to sort of signal our support for that, but also raise concerns about the slow pace and the limited enthusiasm in the education systems to revise programs and establish new training opportunities to equip people with the knowledge and skill sets needed to implement the European Green Deal. So we urged them to think about how sustainability is not just added on to existing curricula, but curricula should be revised to enable students to think about and act appropriately in this new and rapidly emerging context. We raised question marks about the uncertainty of profitability of such programs, the limited orientation on the part of recruiters, and some questions over what knowledge is to be taught. So we wrote to propose active involvement in those key challenges, and 2 workshops have been held. I don't know whether anybody on the call was able to attend any of those. I wasn't able to attend them, but did anybody else? No. Okay. Well, we'll get an update from Jörg, but this is an ongoing conversation that we started, and is perhaps the most action-orientated aspect of the work that we've done so far. So moving on, thirdly, some journal special issues. So Chiara mentioned one that she's been involved in with Weslin and Cynthia and Robert on justice, equity and the circular economy. So that was one for the local environment. There was another one that's still open, actually. Chiara, is yours closed now?
Yep, the submission is closed from sometimes. Yes, now we are, hopefully the review will be done soon with all of them. I don't know if all of them now are finished, but we are close. We are closed.
Well
to all be accepted.
Excellent. Well done.
At least those that resubmitted after the review.
Yes. Okay. Well, great. Well done.
So it's been tough to find reviewers. So it's gone. As I heard from Rob, I have been in maternity leave in the meanwhile. So there has been. I haven't been followed completely full on the whole time, but it's yeah. I mean, I've been through the process as well of reviewing, and I mean it's been difficult, I think, for Rob and the journal to find reviewers. That's why I think it got long, especially during Corona time. But we are almost there. So
yeah. So if I can just add to that, we had probably about 23 submissions overall, and 15 of those went through to the journal for review. We have probably about 3 or 4 that are got their first round of peer reviews and are either in the process of being resubmitted, and so the rest, I think it's about 8 to 10 that we're still waiting for some of the reviews to come back. But our hope is that, that gets completed in the next few weeks. And Chiara, I think we have a meeting. Is it next week?
Yeah, tomorrow. No, tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Okay.
is tomorrow. No. We have a meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Around 4, I think.
Yeah. So we're hoping that early in the new year is when the bulk of those papers would get published as the special issue.
And also the special issue with our common introduction.
Yeah.
We are about to write.
Well done, Weslin and Chiara. Yeah, I've been involved in a resources conservation recycling special issue on climate change and circular economy, and we've had similar sort of trouble getting reviewers for papers. We've extended the deadline for ours, so ours is still open until the end of November. So if anybody's got any sort of near finished publications which focus on that relationship.
What was the topic?
It's circular economy and climate change. So I'll send round the call, but probably, given that we're quite late in it now, it's perhaps something that you're already quite advanced with, that you're looking for an outlet for.
No, but I have colleagues that might be interested if you're looking for more.
Okay, brilliant.
Full group on circular economy in my department now, so they
excellent.
Just started, so yeah.
So I will send that round. Joe, is there any updates on the book series for the Greening of Industry Network?
Aldo could give you an update on our book series.
Yeah,
book.
Aldo. Yeah.
Yes, well, our book is about the system and view for business and technology transformation for circular economy. We have around 15 chapters and planned, and there are some of them there are still in the pipelines for coming. Others are already sent, and we have already reviewed and coming back to the author. So our planning is that in beginning of next year, I think we have done and sent to Springer Nature editor. Yeah.
I'd also like to say that we wouldn't mind one or two more chapters. So if anybody here can put together a quick chapter about 5,000 to 7,000 words, you're more than welcome to submit it. Clearly, it may not be your area, but if it is, just contact Aldo or myself. Aldo first, me second.
You have any kind of like book description or something that because there might be something that I have that I can send around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it would have to be an expedited process, as you know, but we could always use more chapters just in case. Okay. As you know. So yes, Aldo, you could send around the proposal to others if they wish to see it. You could send portion of the proposal. I don't know if I'm speaking out of line, Aldo, but I think we could use one or two if there's one available, right?
Sure. Yes, we can send.
Aldo is sweating.
Yeah, I know. No, Joe, what are you doing, Joe? Stop that.
No, it's perfect. And of course, everybody here is welcome, and we're still in the reviewing process. So there are some chapters that is still coming. So we send the overview of the book and
the book proposal has been accepted, by the way. We're just fixing up the final versions of it and so on. We submitted the original abstracts and so on, but they realized that some of them may occur, some of them may not occur, but they liked our structure. It's general enough in terms of systems and business technology that anything can almost fit into what we have already developed. So yes, also another book series that's being run by Diego Vasquez, who's also involved in one of the other ones, is also moving forward. We do have one more in the series that has not fully started up yet. And if anybody wants to lead an edited book, if they have the time and bandwidth to do so, this one has to do with the environment, the circular economy and the environment, which is like, what? You don't have one on that? That's the third one. And if anybody wants to be involved in developing that, please talk to me. I'm more than happy to help you move that along. Okay?
Yeah, just the final remarks for our book. We are structured in three parts. One of it's more like fundamentals and the context of and concepts of this system view, system thinking, and for the transition in business and technology for circular economy. The second part is more about some frameworks, roadmaps, also indicators and metrics of how we can do this transition and how we measure this. And then the third part is more business case, industrial case of success cases in circular economy with this view. Thank you.
Thank you, Aldo. Thank you, Joe. I think it's worth saying that, oh, sorry, Carl, did you want to?
What is the title of the book? I haven't heard. Sorry.
I can get the exact title, but I will write here just in minutes the exact title.
Okay.
it's system and business and technology and transition to circular economy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or some combination of those words. Thank you, Aldo. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I think it's worth saying that many of these initiatives around the publishing and the books and the special issues came from work that we did together last year, where we had a series of open forums around COVID and the response of systems and of circularity and of supply chains. We had a series of open forums. We had a mini conference last year, and these were some of the outputs from those initiatives.